Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I love a good neighborhood drama story, and oh boy, do I have a wild one for you today. Picture this: a peaceful evening, a locked gate, and an HOA, Karen, who takes things way too far. Her son? He called 911. Why? Because I dared to lock my own gate on my own property. Grab your snacks, because this story is unhinged. Let's dive in. So, a little backstory. I moved into this quiet little neighborhood about a year ago. It's one of those places with an HOA homeowners association, aka the fun police. Now, I'm a pretty chill guy. I mow my lawn, keep my trash cans out of sight, and generally mind my own business. But my neighbor? Let's call her Karen. Karen is the self-appointed queen of the HOA, and she's got a problem with everything. My mailbox was too shiny, my dog's bark was too loud, and don't even get me started on the time she measured my grass to make sure it wasn't a quarter-inch too long. But the real drama started when I decided to put a lock on my front gate. See, my property has this cute little gate that leads to my front yard. It's on my land, not the HOA's, not the city's mine. I started noticing some kids in the neighborhood, including Karen's son, cutting through my yard to get to the park behind my house. No big deal at first, but then I found candy wrappers, soda cans, and even a broken skateboard in my flower beds. I'm not running a public highway, so I put a simple padlock on the gate. Problem solved, right? Wrong. 2 days after I locked the gate, I'm chilling at home, binge-watching my favorite show, when I hear this pounding at my front door. It's Karen, clipboard in hand, looking like she's about to summon a thunderstorm. I open the door, and she's already yelling, "You can't lock that gate. It's against HOA rules." I'm like, "Karen, it's my gate, on my property." But she's not having it. She says the gate is a community access point, and locking it is disrupting the neighborhood aesthetic. Aesthetic? It's a gate, not a Picasso. I politely showed her the property line survey. Yep, I had it ready because I knew Karen was trouble. The gate is 100% on my land. She huffed-puffed and stormed off, muttering about taking this to the board. I thought that was the end of it. Spoiler alert, it was not. Fast forward a week. It's a Saturday evening, and I'm in my backyard grilling some burgers. The sun's setting, life's good. Then I hear sirens, like multiple sirens. I'm thinking, whoa, something serious is going down. Next thing I know, there's a knock at my door. It's the police. 2 officers, looking confused, ask me, "Sir, we got a 911 call about a locked gate." I'm sorry, what? A 911 call? About my gate? I'm standing there, spatula in hand, smelling like barbecue, trying to process this. Turns out, Karen's 15-year-old son, Timmy, yes, I'm calling him Timmy, saw the locked gate, couldn't cut through my yard to the park, and threw a fit. Karen, instead of telling him to walk around like a normal person, decided this was an emergency worthy of 911. She had Timmy call and report that I was obstructing public access and creating a safety hazard. A safety hazard. The park entrance is literally a 2-minute walk down the street. So, I explain everything to the officers. I show them the property line survey, the lock, the gate, everything. One of the officers, trying not to laugh, says, "Yeah, this is your property. You can lock your gate." The other officer looks like he's mentally drafting his resignation letter because he has to deal with this nonsense. They apologize for the trouble and leave. But as they're walking back to their car, I see Karen and Timmy peeking out from her front porch, looking disappointed that I didn't get hauled off in handcuffs. Now, you'd think Karen would drop it after the police basically told her she was wrong. Nope. The next day, I get a letter from the HOA. It's a formal complaint, accusing me of violating community standards and demanding I remove the lock or face a $500 fine. I'm fuming at this point. but I'm also petty. So, I decide to play their game. I did some research. Turns out, the HOA's own bylaws state they have no jurisdiction over private property features like gates unless they're on common areas. My gate? Not a common area. I write a polite but savage letter back, quoting their own rules, attaching my property survey, and seeing my lawyer for extra flair. I also decide to take it up a notch. I install a security camera pointed right at the gate. If Karen or Timmy try anything, I'll have it on tape. The HOA backs off after my letter, probably because they realize they'd lose if I push back harder. But Karen? She's not done. A few days later, I catch Timmy trying to climb over my gate. My camera records the whole thing. Timmy flopping over like a fish out of water, getting stuck, and then running off when he realizes the camera's red light is blinking. I didn't press charges or anything, but I sent the footage to Karen with a note. Teach your kid to respect property lines. After that, things got quiet. Karen stopped bothering me, and Timmy started taking the long way to the park. The HOA hasn't sent me any more letters, and my gate is still locked, looking as aesthetic as ever. But the best part? I posted about this on the neighborhood Facebook group, not naming names, just sharing the story. Let's just say Karen's not getting invited to the next block party. So, what's the moral of the story? Don't mess with someone's property, and definitely don't call 911 over a locked gate. Oh, and HOAs? They're not always the boss they think they are. If you've got a crazy neighbor or HOA story, drop it in the comments. I know you've got some good ones. And if you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next wild tale. Until then, keep your gates locked and your Karens in check. Subscribe for more. Share your HOA horror stories below.